Hey guys, what's going on? Brandon here, and today I'm doing my review of Super Troopers 3. And Super Troopers 3 is the third part of the Super Troopers trilogy, which I never thought would get three movies because I'd seen the first one when I was, probably younger than I should have been. Um, and but I did enjoy it. I did very much enjoy Super Troopers, the first one. Um, all I'm gonna say about this movie, because I don't think this is gonna be a very long review, but I think it's gonna be a very fun review. I like this movie. I do. I actually very much enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the first two. I very much have very positive feelings and emotions about this franchise. I know that like critics didn't like it. I don't care, or at least like, actually, I think this one has the. Ironically, I think this one has the highest critical rating of all three of the films. So if you take that into account, there's that for you. It's the best in terms of critical rating, but it is still not a great critical rating. I like this movie because it was funny. To me, I laughed a lot. I had a good time. And that's really all I need. I don't need some crazy, for a movie like this, it's a comedy. It's a comedy. It's just supposed to make you laugh. It's not too serious. There's some more, pushing boundaries kind of jokes in here that I very much enjoyed. And just in general, I just very much love comedies. And I'm so happy that I enjoyed this one after the disappointment that I had earlier this year with Scary Movie 6. This, I think, was my favorite comedy of the year. I'd have to go back and double check that. But right now, I'd say this is my favorite comedy of the year. And so, yeah, I've very much enjoyed this film. Is this like a perfect movie? I mean, no, it's a Super Troopers film. None of these movies are perfect. There's logical inconsistencies all over the place. Again, from a critical standpoint, critics are not going to like a movie like this. For the most part. Again, stuffy critics not going to like a movie like this for the most part. And I I enjoy, some critics and some certain movie reviewers and stuff, but a lot of the ones that I watch would probably have a more fun time with this than some of the ones that are, more on the internet, or that are less on the internet and less okay with fun, I guess you could say. But yeah, so I just think that this movie's fun. I don't take these movies seriously really at all. They're not like cinema, they're movies that you watch just to have a good time. And that's really all this was. I don't really have a ton to say about this movie, because, again, this movie is not perfect. It is funny. It is endearing. I think that all of the actors do a great job. And I love this franchise unapologetically. Love this franchise. And, I think that if I would have to rewatch the other two. I think this might be my least favorite of the three, but that's me saying that this might be my least favorite is it, because again, there are some logical stuff, and there are some logical stuff in all of these that don't really make sense. And I mean, if we're being honest, the Super Troopers would not have jobs, right? They would not have jobs as cops if this was real life. So obviously there's going to be a lot of logical inconsistencies, and that's fine. It's not a huge issue because it's a comedy. You're just meant to have fun. I did really like the new characters that came in, specifically Chase Crawford, who I was a huge fan of the first 4 seasons of The Boys. I didn't hate the last season, but I didn't love it either. I didn't hate the ending. I didn't love it. I didn't hate the boys in general. I didn't love like the boys final season in general. I didn't love it. It was just kind of in the middle for me, which was kind of disappointing. But I've always liked Chase Crawford in those. In terms of, I don't like his character, but I think he was very good in those. I think he was very funny in all of those seasons. And so very, very positive on him. I think he's very funny in this. I think he works very well in this. And so do all of the other kind of new additions to the cast. And very happy with this. Overall, I'm just going to give this a very solid, I think I've enjoyed this enough to give it like a 7. I don't want to go too high because, again, this is not like a movie that's like a perfect movie, but it is a comedy. And at the end of the day, my main thing is, did it make me laugh? It did. So I could go higher. I very much could go higher. I also just, given some of the things in this movie, in terms of the story, I don't think, I didn't even like give you a synopsis because like I don't think it matters. I'll go to an 8 because I don't think the story matters, and the 7 would be partially the story. The -1 would be kind of partially the story. So anyway, I'll just go to an 8. If you like movies like this, if you have seen the other Super Trooper films and you like them, go watch this movie because I think you will have a good time. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.